Okay everyone, welcome back to part 2. So let's go to Visual Studios and we'll begin with index.html. So basically, let's right click and see what we have. So open with live server. It's just this. So we have our title and we have our input and the button. But the only thing that happens when we push the button is that it just refreshes the page. So when I type hello, enter, nothing happens. So what we want to do is to create a to-do list, like I want to eat breakfast, brush my teeth, or whatever, in a list that I can check mark and delete. So we need a place to store that. So I'm going to create a div, and I'm going to say class equal to to-do dash container. And then inside that, I'm going to create a li, and I'm going to say lu, and I'm going to say class is equal to do list, and Control S for save. So basically, I'm going to create an area down here where I store all my items. So I'm going to go back to style CSS, and I'm going to start going back and editing some stuff. So I got to finish the button. So form button colon hover brackets. We'll say background, which could be any color, hashtag D88771, and then color white. Yes. Form button hover. There we go. Yes. Hold on. So basically, I think that changed this color, or it will for the next few buttons we're going to make. So let's move on to JavaScript. So here we have to create our selectors. So basically we're going to create objects that are equal to stuff in HTML so we can manipulate it. So we're going to say constant to do input is equal to document dot query selector parentheses dot to do dash input. And so we're saying the input box is equal to this. So this index.html, you can see the title of this is actually document, I believe title right here, document with a lowercase d. So we're saying this is an object that exists in the index.html. Say constant to do button is equal to, basically we just need to copy this a few times, and this is equal to dot to do button. Honestly just copy this, make it faster, and this one is to do list, and then it is to do list. Okay, so now we need an event list. So this is what happens after we click this button. So what we want to do is type, item 1, enter, and it should do something down here. So we say to do button dot add event listener, click, comma, and then the function we want it to do, so add to do. No parentheses needed for the function. So basically what we want it to do is when we click this button, it's going to do create an element. So we need to now create that element. So functions, and this is going to create the input box of what we type in, and two buttons, a check mark and a trash can. So we're going to say function add to do parentheses event. That means it happens when it's clicked, and we have to prevent the form from submitting. Basically this stops it from refreshing. So event dot prevent default parentheses, default. And now we're going to make a to-do div. So constant to-do div is equal to document dot create element, and we're going to say div, and then we're going to say to-do div dot class list dot add to-do. Then we're going to create the li, so constant to do, constant new to do is equal to document dot create element, and it's going to be lowercase li. Note that the div and li, these are case sensitive because these are objects that are created here in HTML. We're just creating a div and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to go back to HTML, or JavaScript, and we're going to say new to do dot inner text is equal to do input dot value. And then we're going to say new to do dot class list dot add, and we're going to say to do dash item, and now we say to do div dot append child and new to do. So basically we're going to create an input box again that can't be edited. So when I type item 1, it should create a box that has that input item 1 in it. Alright, then we just need a constant. We're going to call it complete button equal to document dot create element, and we're going to say button, and we're going to say complete button dot inner HTML is equal to, and there's a certain object type. This is basically the check mark that you can find on the website I showed you in the first episode, and that's what we're setting it equal to. This only works because in the index.html we put the link for that website that allows us to take items and create them in our own applications. So complete button dot class list dot add, and then we're going to call it complete button. And now we're going to say to do div dot append child and then completed button. So this is actually the complete button. And now we got to create the trash button. So constant trash button, and excuse me about that. Document dot create element, and we're gonna say this is another button, and we're gonna say trash button dot inner HTML is equal to, and this is we're going to set it equal to a trash box that we found on that website. You can choose any. This is how you set it equal to that object. Trash button dot class list dot add trash button. And then we're going to say to do div.append child trash button. Okay, so now we need to append the list. We say to do list dot append child to do div. And now we're going to say clear the input box for next value. To do input dot value equal to parentheses Control S. Alright, so what did we do? Should work. Hello. There you go. We typed in input hello and it created an object in the to-do container, and it has two buttons, the check mark and the trash can, although it's stuck to the side like that. So what we did is we told JavaScript create a div and an li and two buttons every single time we type in input and press enter. Even if I type in nothing, it creates empty objects. So these are all items that exist in HTML, but we use JavaScript to create them each and every single time we create an object in the website application. So we say we set the value equal to something, either the input or just an object we have on a website, and we say we have to add to the class list. This allows us to manipulate it in style, which we will in a bit, and then just append it so we add it to the item. So if we click on F12, we can do an inspect. So this is the button.complete button. This is the div to do, div to do, div to do. But they're pretty small. We can make them bigger. Just give us a bit. Okay, so now we can go to Style CSS and we can begin to make them prettier. So now we do dot to do dash container, and we say display flex, justify content, and we're going to say center, and then we're going to say align items, center. Alright, and then we're going to say Control S, and see, that made everything nice and in the center. So now we need to do dot to do list, parentheses or brackets, min width, set that equal to 30%. Feel free to play with these values accordingly as you like. Set to none, Control S, and that just made it all line up. Now we're going to do that to do. So we're going to say margin 0.5 rem, background white, color black, and then font size, we set that equal to 1.5 rem, and then display flex. I'm still recording. Okay, good. I didn't see the button anymore. Justify content. We're going to put space between. Align items center. And then transition. All 1 second leads. Control S to save. So what did that do? Basically, we set the background equal to white, so now it looks like the input, and we're telling the items, I want you to kind of go to the right a bit and center them. Didn't exactly work, but it's okay. And now we're going to do the dot to do li flex 1. There we go. Now they're all nice and together at the right side. So remember, we're just telling style to manipulate the objects, all of the objects that are ever created in this list. We're manipulating them here in style, which is pretty awesome. So now we need to manipulate the trash button and the complete button. So dot trash button, comma, dot complete button. And we're going to say background. And we're going to set it to hashtag FF6F47. We're going to say color white. And we're going to say border none. We're going to say padding 1 rem. Say cursor, pointer, and font size 1 rem. Okay, so basically what we told it to do is take these buttons and get rid of the border, so now they're way bigger, and we set that size here. So get rid of the border, so now they're way bigger, and we set all of them equal to red. Or I think they should have. The trash button and stuff like that are going to be set to this color, which is kind of reddish. But we can now say, I want the complete button to be something else. So we can do background, and I want it to be RGB, parentheses, and then we set whatever value. So 43, 206, 43. If you click on it, you can kind of get it to, you can also manipulate it without having to, I think it's Control click, Control S. I believe there's a way to manipulate it without having to just type in values. I think you just type in any values and you can play around with it accordingly. So Control S. So now the complete button, which is just like a check mark button, is now green, while the trash box button is red. And yeah, so now should be able to say hello, item 2, now going down we say F12, and we have our cool list. These buttons don't do anything right now, but we're coming closer. How long has this been recording? 18 minutes, huh? Gotta think. I guess we can add some more. So let's do one last thing. I want to create a delete button. So now, to delete button. So we're going to say function delete check, parentheses E for event, so we don't write event, and we're going to say constant item is equal to E dot target. But we need to go back up, we need to add it to the event listener, we need to do button dot add event listener, and we're going to say click, comma, delete button, delete check, and whatever. We need to say to-do list. So then we go back down, we're going to say constant item is equal to so now we need if item.classlist index 0 is equal to trash button. We need to create the logic for when someone hits the trash button. So we get a constant to do equal to item.parent element and we need to add a little animation. We want it to fall, so to do class list add fall, and to do add event listener transition end, comma, function, parentheses, and we're going to add a function in here, and we're going to say to do remove. Okay, I might create an error because we need to go back into this. So we need to create a few more things, the most important being .fall. So we create the logic. We want transform, translate y 8 rem, then translate z 20 degrees, and opacity 0. Control S. All right. So item 1, we hit it. You see, it basically should delete itself, but also fall. It should have rotated. I don't know why it didn't do that. Item 2, item 3, hello. But you see it is deleting and moving them up accordingly. Let's go back and add some more stuff. The fall is the only one that we should have really needed. Constant item equals e.target if item.class is 0 equals trash button. Constant to do equals item.parent element. Add fall. Transition end function to do remove. That should have been all we needed. Let me make sure I did that outside the form. Style. Okay, let me add some more style.csx, so .fa, .trash, comma, fa dash check. Oh, sorry. .fa dot check. And we're going to say pointer events none. Let's see if that made a difference. Hello. Hello again. Hello. And goodbye. It's just deleting it. Oh well. We'll work on it in the next episode. That was episode 2. Part 2.